Hello everyone, it's day 15, and without further ado, I will go into Proverbs 15. My verse of the day is verse 33, and I'm reading from the Message translation, and it reads, "Fear of God is a school in skilled living. First you learn humility, then you experience glory." That is such a weighty statement, and that is because in order to have the fear of the Lord, we first need to be humble. It's not possible for us to totally exhibit the fear of the Lord without humility. And the reason is that without humility, it is almost impossible to experience the glory of God. And reminds me of the story of Moses in the Bible, in the book of Exodus. And then this is Exodus 33 specifically from around verse 12. And Moses was having a conversation with God like, I pretty much cannot do this on my own and all of that. And remember, he was having a conversation with God, and it got to a point where it was telling God that he wanted to experience God. Praying in verse 13, he said, "Now therefore I pray you, if I have found favor in your sight, let me know your ways, so that I may know you, becoming deeply and intimately acquainted with you, recognizing and understanding your ways more clearly, and that I may find grace and favor in your sight, and also consider that this nation is your people," yada yada yada. So here we see that Moses was pretty much having a conversation with God, because he felt like, yes, even though it was an assignment, it didn't have like the step-by-step details of the journey, but he knew that God was leading them somewhere. He had instructions, but it wasn't like, because if you're working with God, the honest truth is you have to honor the sovereignty of God and trust Him enough to guide you through every path in that season. Because if you wanted to know word for word, verbatim, where you're going, what to say, and all of that before you move, trust me, you're joking. You are joking. God will give you a vision, instruction, direction, but the direction is per step you take most of the time. And I've just learned that humility is a prerequisite to experiencing the glory of God. And this is not just about me stating that I am humble, but me really assessing myself, carrying out an assessment of myself, pretty much testing myself, testing my boundaries in terms of humility and pride. Am I prideful? Am I humble? And trust me, I would do that rather than let God humble me, because that was cool. And that was what verse 33 in Proverbs 15 was saying. But God Himself in His sovereignty would take you through that school of humility, and it is very painful. That was why He said, I will rather assess myself. And I know my assessment is not even up to par to God's standards, but if I have the heart of wanting to be humble and asking God, God is so good, asking God for Him to give me the grace to do away with every sense of pride, every ounce of pride in me, because I want to be humble for me to see His glory, is going to help me and lead me through that path. And it's very painful, but the end goal is to see the glory of God. And I just pray that God will give us the grace to remain humble. And if we're struggling with the issue of pride, pray that the Lord would deliver us from the spirit of pride, that we may truly enter into the realm of seeing His glory and experiencing the intimacy with God, because God desires to be intimate with His children. Until tomorrow, take care for now.